Tarkov takes this tradition and makes it even more important since your ammo is often very limited and there is this constant risk of dying and losing everything you've looted. It's a very stressful game. Escape from Tarkov has been on the market for quite some time now, but whatever reason it has been blowing up over the last month or so, and I've mentioned this game on numerous FPS top 10s. Tons of players are now jumping in to see what the hype is, but if you know anything about Tarkov, you know it's a very punishing game to get into. So, I have scavenged the internet and put together some of the most useful tips that I could find from experienced players. I'm telling you right now, I am not experienced at all. I've just started the game myself, but I thought it would be good to do some best tips for brand new beginner Tarkov players. So drop a like, and if you want more Escape from Tarkov content, you let me know what you want, and we can probably make it happen. So the first thing is pretty easy. Bookmark the Tarkov wiki. That's right. Now, Escape from Tarkov has an extremely passionate community. I mean, it's up there with Rainbow Six, League of Legends, Overwatch, CSGO. They're very passionate about this very technical game with a ton of moving parts. So you will end up going to this wiki, which is ever expanding and super detailed. So I'll put it in the description, and you can get instant access to a huge database of pretty much everything about the game you need to know. Now, all new Tarkov players should bookmark the wiki on their phone or a second monitor so you always have somewhere to turn in case you encounter something you're not familiar with. Find a new gun, check the wiki. Not familiar with the map, or if you're in a nighttime mode instead of a daytime, check the wiki. And speaking of maps, do raids offline to learn the maps first. As you all know, it's an online game, and you can't make any progress with it offline. Well, what a lot of people don't know is you can actually play the game offline. Sure, you won't get any loot this way, but you will still be able to run around these maps and get the hang of where all the main points of interest are. To play a raid offline, just go into a raid like you normally would, but eventually you're going to get to a screen with a button that says Enable Offline Mode for this raid. Go ahead and click that, and then you can even throw in some AI bot enemies in the mix if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, your character progress will be locked when playing offline, so you won't get any XP, and you won't get to keep any of the loot you get. But this is a great tool for learning everything. A lot of survival-type multiplayer games will just throw you into the fray and force you to learn everything on your own, but offline mode here allows you to get your bearings together, learn the map, learn the equipment, learn the loadouts, learn everything about the game. Speaking of learning, learn the bullet drop. Like most big map survival games, Escape from Tarkov does not use hit scan weapons. Instead, you're going to have to get used to the bullet drop and travel time for the different weapons and the ammo types, and there's a lot. As you Battle Royale players probably know, this can be the toughest part of the learning curve when getting into a new game, as you have to do everything right, and you totally get the drop on someone, but if you don't have the bullet physics down, well, you end up screwing yourself and losing a fight altogether because you missed your shots. And as to be expected, 7.62 rounds behave very differently than 5.56 rounds. You're going to notice this more and more the further you get away from your target in the game. And according to the most recent developer update, there are 117 different ammo types in Escape from Tarkov. So you've got a lot of homework to do. Again, going into offline mode can help you get the hang of this so you don't run into the awkward situations in actual combat. But with that being said, bullet drop isn't everything. You have to learn the damage system. Most online shooters will have different damage multipliers for different parts of the body. Tarkov takes this tradition and makes it even more important since your ammo is often very limited and there is this constant risk of dying and losing everything you've looted. It's a very stressful game. The head and the chest are extremely high targets in Tarkov, as a heavy hit to either one can result in an instant kill. Arms are a pretty low priority target as they only have a 0.7 times multiplier, but damaging someone's arm will reduce their accuracy and increase the reload time until they heal up, which is a nice touch. This is a detailed game. Now, legs are weird. They don't have any damage multipliers, but shooting someone's legs will cause them to lose balance and prevent them from running away. So obviously, you should always aim for the fastest kill possible, but if someone's trying to get away, or if they're running at you, aiming low could actually help you turn the fight in your favor. It's also very important to remember when you hit someone, the lasting effects of the bullet damage will help you close the gap and clean up the kill. At number 6, insurance doesn't work everywhere. Now, insurance is a very helpful tool that you can use in Tarkov to help you keep your hands on more valuable gear after a match, but something you need to be very clear and aware of is that insurance doesn't actually work on every map. Labs is one of the more complex maps currently in Tarkov, and as it stands right now, insurance is disabled here, regardless of whether or not you equipped it before loading in. This means if you insured one of your items and then you lost it in labs, you just wasted your insurance because you aren't getting that item back. And as it stands right now, labs is the only map where insurance doesn't work. Although I could be wrong, and I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments if I am, but just be aware. Be aware of that when you're loading into lab server, that your insurance doesn't work here. And I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if the developers decide to make more maps with insurance disabled. So once again, keep your eye on that ever-evolving wiki page. At number 5, health versus pain management. Now, unlike other online shooters, Tarkov actually has a health and pain management items that specifically help with injuries on certain parts of your body. But while health items will actually heal you, pain management items will simply push the problem away like a band-aid for a little while to keep you in the fight, just like in real life. For example, if your leg gets injured, you can use painkillers to prevent your character from stumbling around, but if you run while on painkillers, you will still take damage because you're putting additional pressure on that injured leg. It's pretty realistic in terms of logic behind how everything works, and you need to keep an eye on it. It's not like PUBG where painkillers just give you a health boost. In Tarkov, painkillers are simply going to help alleviate the side effects of injury, but still going to be up to you to eventually fix the injury with an actual health item like a medkit or a splint or something. Combat and healing are very complicated, and it's going to take repetition to get used to it. At number 4, experiment with character skills. Like other games, there's quite a few skills for you to grind up and increase your character's efficiency in battle and looting. The 5 skills available right now are strength, endurance, health, metabolism, and vitality. Now, certain skills are harder than others to grind up, and certain skills are also arguably much more useful than others. However, given how deep and customizable this game is, every skill has its place in the sandbox, and it's worth messing around with all of them so you can decide which one, if any, you're going to fully commit to in order to beef up your character a bit. At number 3, have no mercy. A common thing in multiplayer survival games is to have mercy on other players if you can tell that you have an obvious advantage or that they're new. However, you won't be getting much of that in Tarkov, so you shouldn't go into the game expecting it, and you shouldn't be practicing it either. I know it sounds pretty grim to say you shouldn't have any mercy on anyone in the game, but this is the truth. Tarkov is a very kill or killed B game, and if you are at a disadvantage, they're not going to let you live. They're going to drop you, take your loot, and move on with their game. So when you're joining a server in Tarkov, you should go in expecting that you're going to die and lose everything. Now, this mentality will help you get out of a more merciful mindset than other survival games. Well, they may have conditioned you that way, I don't know. It's also going to help you get over the fear of playing aggressive, because this is kind of like a one and done in a way. If you die, you lose it all. At number 2, hotkeys. There are so many things in Tarkov that you're going to need to get used to. There are tons of ways to stand, move, sort your inventory, so on and so forth. This is where the magic of the keyboard and mouse will really come in handy. Not only are there a lot of built-in hotkeys for you to memorize and master, but you can also go get custom with your bindings to make sure that all of your tools are being utilized properly and to your advantage. If you're new to PC gaming, or you're just not good at remembering hotkeys and whatnot like I am, or like I'm not, don't feel ashamed at all. Just have a notepad right next to your monitor with all your bindings on it. Whatever works until you can get it memorized. You already have your wiki open, right? And when I said have your wiki open, I mean have it open on another monitor. So if you're in the match and you can go hide in a bush and you have to go search something out information-wise, you can do that. There's no shame in that. And finally, the Tarkov Discord. Now, there are a few different Tarkov Discord servers, but the big one is the one you want to be part of. The official Escape from Tarkov Discord has over 63,000 members, and then there is one called the unofficial Escape from Tarkov, and it has 43,000 members. I'll put both in the description. By joining these two servers, you will have instant access to all patch notes and updates, but you will also be able to communicate with other players and find groups to play with that are in your skill range. That's super, super important, okay? Discord really is an amazing tool, especially for games like Tarkov. So join up in the main Discord and the unofficial one if you really want to get your information flow on and start to get to know the community. It is growing fast. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You'll probably get trolled from time to time, but that's how it is in any gaming community. There you have it, my friends. Those are 10 basic beginner new Escape from Tarkov tips. This is for somebody that has not played the game at all. And like I said, I'm just now starting to get into it and learn it myself. So if there's other things you'd like to see, maybe top 10 best guns, worst guns, things like that, you let me know in the comment section. On the screen now is a red, blue, and a video. Today, well, a red video and a blue video. Today, let's go with the red video. I'll see you soon.